Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Chris McPherson Show Daily Dose. And it's time to talk the Ashes Test Cricket Day 2 of the third Test. And it is take two for us. A little bit of technical issues with our recording platform. We tried something new and it didn't quite work. So I'm now down a clem, which is a little disappointing, but we're going to push on and get you your update today anyway. Recap what he and I have talked about. And certainly look forward to getting him back over the remainder of the Test. If you're joining us for the first time, make sure to hit subscribe down below. You can hit the bell notification as well down underneath, and that'll keep you up to date of every time we drop an episode, keeping you up to date of all the cricket. Go back and check out our recent episodes as well. We've recapped the first 4 games of the Big Bash. We've got our impact player of the tournament happening. So looking at that and working to build on that as the tournament goes along. But in the meantime, let's dig into day 2 of the Ashes from Adelaide, the third Test. And the Aussies, they went out there with a job to do. Mitch Starc obviously wanted to get it done in quick time. Went out, peeled off 5 boundaries in no time at all. Scott Boland then came to the crease after Starc departed with the score 9 for 348 and paired up with Nathan Lyon to tally up a few more runs. They added another 23 runs to the total. Boland ended up not out for 14, setting 371, which is exactly what Clem and I talked about yesterday in terms of a required target, just to make sure that the Aussies were confident in what they were bowling to. Well, that was a good target. That meant the English probably had a little more time in the first session than we might have endeavoured, but nonetheless, we set a good target. The English then came, they got a good opening partnership. Crawley and Duckett got to 37. Duckett was doing all the heavy lifting. Crawley departed very quickly, then rolling for 9, and then Ollie Pope and Ben Duckett followed very quickly thereafter. A cluster of wickets in just over 2 overs. Really disappointing, really frustrating if you're an English person to all of a sudden go from none for 37 to 3 for 42. Entered Joe Root. He tried to right the ship with Harry Brook before Pat Cummins struck again, getting Joe Root caught behind, the second wicket caught behind by Cummins, and then that brought the English to 4 for 71. Again, Harry Brook got together with Ben Stokes, and it looked like they were settling in. Cameron Green then got involved. Carey got his 3rd catch, and the hometown hero built on the back of his century with plenty of catches. He ended up with 5 catches for the innings as wickets then fell late in the day as Smith, Jacks, and Cass all fell in a matter of, look, it wasn't quick time, but it was quick runs. It was 9 overs where only 9 runs were added. They got strangled into it. They did try and fight on a little bit. Jack saw off 29 deliveries for his 6 runs. But again, it meant that a lot of pressure fell onto Ben Stokes. Jofra Archer showed a bit of resilience with the bat late as they put on some runs to hold off the Aussies to the end of day 2. But it certainly looked at points there like they may not even see out the day, which obviously is so key and crucial for them. We've talked about that before. Giving their bowlers a bit of a rest. Unfortunately, in this case, their best bowler, Jofra Archer, who ended up with 5 wickets, had to get together with Ben Stokes and really build some resilience with the bat and carry the team there too. It was great to see Archer digging in. Despite the fact he got those 2 wickets early, we did see some heated exchanges between him and the captain in their bowling innings as well, of course, because Archer probably was a little lackadaisical about how he built into the day. He did get those 2 wickets, but again, just trying to rip that tail out and keep it to a smaller total wasn't quite as successful as they might have liked. We talked about it in our pre-game show, though. In terms of this batting lineup, Zach Crawley, we know he's been up and down. He got a pair in the first test, another single-digit score here. But the man under the most pressure has to be the number 3, Ollie Pope. He has delivered absolutely sweet FA in this test so far and in this series so far, and his spot has to be in question. I think if I'm picking the English side, I'm probably pushing Harry Brook up to 3, moving Stokes up a position and moving Jacks up into the number 6, or even just putting Jacks straight into 5. We know he can bat a little bit. He probably didn't show the best of it today, but move him in there. And if that means you have to bring in Bashir as the spinner, so be it. Otherwise, why are you carrying him on this tour? It seems bizarre. We'll wait and see. I know that Jacks did get a couple of wickets in that first innings, but 2 for 105 isn't exactly screaming frontline spinner at the moment, is it? So I think there's going to be a reshuffle there. There needs to be a reshuffle there, but they sit 8 for 213. They trail by 158 at the moment overnight after 2 days. Do we see them chasing down the Aussie total? No, let's be realistic. Let's be honest on this. That's not likely to happen. But what we do need to see from this English side is a little bit more resilience. Archer and Stokes need to dig in a little bit tomorrow, maybe get them past 250. If they get the deficit down to about 100 or so, That puts him in with half a chance if they can put in a good bowling display. But again, it's about how rested are their bowlers going to be, considering that two of their first four top-line bowlers in Archer and Stokes are having to do the heavy lifting. That's the big question. Interesting to see that Stokes is clearly digging in, putting his heel down, really just settling himself in, divesting himself of the Baz ball theory. This is the longest that Stokes has ever batted in a test match across his whole career without getting to 50 runs. And now remembering that this is a man who's now played 117 tests. He's batted 210 times for his country. And he's got past 50 times in his career already. 36 50s, 14 centuries. And this is the slowest he's gone about getting any of those scores. That is a phenomenal piece. It shows the fact that he's digging in. He needs some people to go with him. And he needs some of that top order to start showing some resilience. Harry Brook got a great start. Didn't do it, though. Didn't go on. Didn't capture what he needed to. 45 from 63 rocks, looking good. Cameron Green came on, got a bit of steepling bounce and got him. He's just not focused. And again, might seem weird to put him at 3, but at the end of the day, if you're going to push someone up, if you're going to push someone out, in Pope, which you have to do, you've got to push someone up. And maybe that rejig will give him some more responsibility. I don't know. I'm bereft of options. I know talking to some of my English friends, they're absolutely astounded by the fact some of these players are still here on tour. But again, who do you have to replace? The other option, maybe a Jacob Bethel comes in. I'm not sure, but he might be needed to come and replace Zach Crawley just yet, or Ben Duckett, depending on what the two of them can do, because they're not exactly setting fire to the world at the moment. That's the big challenge for them. On the Aussie side, the bowling really good. Pat Cummins back, got through 14 overs, claimed 3 wickets, looks nice and fit. Nathan Lyon getting some good bounce and turn. He's claimed 2 here. Wouldn't be surprised to see him get another one in the morning and then go on from there. We'll wait and see. Boland's been solid. Green did well when called upon. It wasn't till late. And Mitchell Starc, look, he's been consistent. A little bit expensive, to be fair, by his standards, and no wickets. But again, this is a guy who's coming off 3 or 4 man-of-the-match performances in a row and got a half century in the first innings. Speaking of that, he is nipping at the heels of Dick Weller from Sri Lanka now to become the second highest run scorer without ever scoring a test century, which is absolutely phenomenal. The other phenomenal thing, we've got 2 other players in the top 12 in the world, and the rate they're going at, Pat Cummins and Nathan Lyon, they will likely get into that top 10 in the next couple of tests into next year, maybe at worst, which means that we'll then have 3 active players inside the top 10. Nathan Lyon, phenomenally, over 1,600 test runs, yet to even get a 50, a high score of 47, which just goes to talk about his longevity and consistency. But absolutely cracking, phenomenal work from all of them. Just the contributions they make each and every time with a bit of a tail wag for us. But again, we head into day 3 now, and we look at it. England 8 for 213. What's next? Well, they need to bat on and get this deficit down. The Aussies will want to get early wickets and then get set. The big question for them, who do they open with? Is it going to be Head and Weatherald, or will it be Khawaja and Weatherald? Good to have options. Either way works well. It just depends on how they want to go about it. But that's day 3. We'll see how it all shapes. Day 2 is behind us. The Aussies go in with a 158-run lead in a pretty strong position, you'd have to say, to be looking to wrap up the Ashes probably at this rate, maybe on day 4, depending on how they go about day 3, if they can get the early breakthroughs. But we'll wait and see. A big thank you, as always, to you all for tuning in. A big thanks to Clem as well. Doesn't look like he's here, but he was. We recorded a great episode. It was probably a little notch better than this one. But again, we look forward to welcoming him back. Technology will do that to a man. Big thanks to Clem. Big thanks to you for tuning in. Make sure, if you haven't already, hit subscribe down below. Get involved. Follow us along on our socials at The Chris Mack Show. TikTok, Instagram, X, Facebook. You'll find us on all of them. And, of course, we look forward to bringing you more cricket and other sport action across the summer here on The Chris McPherson Show, your home of the black and white of sport. No grey opinions.